Mode.London, the one-stop shop for all things UK underground. Tune in to hear the best in grime, dubstep, garage, drum and bass, funky and more. You can follow us on Instagram at Mode.London and Twitter at Mode.London. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Mode.London, for all the freshest content. Keep it locked. Mode is home.
Yes, Mode.London. You're listening to the sounds of Tallboy, back with another edition of the Tallboy Show, stretching the limits of what can be called hosting. With me today, I'm really excited to invite Hope, aka Hopey, onto the show. We met when we both played the Motive Hunter night at XLR in Manchester, which was quite an exciting moment for me because it was my first time out of London playing up north.
Manchester debut.
And Hope jumped on first and absolutely like shelled it down. Playing like the most ratchet like jungle hardcore, like old school jungle. And Jake, like Osman, obviously running the Motive Hunter night, there was a point where he was stood in front of you, it was just like smoke everywhere, and he was just holding up his phone with like ID written on it, being
what's
like,
the ID? And I was like, come here, look.
But yeah, like completely blew all of us away with that set. Really sort of came out of nowhere, and we were like, that was sick. So honestly, like, I think we sort of realized on the night that we have kind of similar taste in jungle producers, like quite old school layered jungle as well. So from that moment, I was like, whenever you're in London, would love you to come on Mode, love to have a chat. And you hit me up, and just so happens that you were coming to watch 4am Crew.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
So,
I was like, do you know what? Let me take my chance, see if there's a spot. And you said that there was, and I was like, sick, right? I'm gonna go down and DJ in London before the event.
Sick, yes. So very gassed to have you on the show. Very gassed to have you down on Mode, and I'm glad we can make it happen. And I think for me, what I quite like to uncover a little bit about your sort of musical background, your interests, learn a bit about where your really specific taste in jungles come from, and also learn a little bit about like your interaction with the nightlife in Manchester. You went to uni in Manchester, right?
Yes,
Right.
I never left home, just didn't leave the city of Manchester because I was pretty much a hermit. Like, to be brutally honest with myself, I was a hermit. Like, my mum can agree. I was always inside, especially, like, I went to college during COVID time, so I didn't really get out much until I was like, you know what, hit 18, go into uni. It's, like, it's time for me to, like, not a cliche, quote-unquote, find myself. And so I started going. I remember my first rave, it was a club called Cable Club, and it was No One, the event called No One. I haven't been to one of their events in a while, but that event was sick. It was, the lineup was Isco, Nefertiti, Dr. Dubplate. I don't know how long I lasted in the night because I eventually got so tired, but it was one of the sickest nights ever. Like, I heard, like, it was multi-genre, like, I heard so many things, and I was like, what is this place? What is this, like, thing? And that's when I realized how much I liked raving. Clubbing is one thing, but raving, absolutely. And it kind of just extended on from there. I started going to, like, so in Manchester, there's Hit and Run and Ghost to Garage.
Yeah.
That's run by Rich Reason. And I started to go to those events, like, first. And to get myself, like, just not involved, but just see like what's about. And then I'm kind of hearing about all these different events, like smaller events, like smaller artists, upcoming artists, and taking my chance to go and see. And that's when I stumbled across jungle events. And oh my God, because I'd listened to jungle when I was younger, like just tidbits. I had an eclectic taste in music from young. Like, my mum was R&B, hip hop, and then my dad was that as well, but then heavy rocker, metalhead. Then he'd like his electronic dark house. And then he's the first man to introduce me to Chase and Status at 7.
Sick.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I like the electronic background. And my mum introduced me to her favourite jungle tune, Is Incredible, by MB and General Levy. Whenever she hears it, she's like, hold, stop everything.
I like silence meme. We're like, silence.
Yeah, literally like, no, shh, no, let this play.
That's that's really sweet. And I think there's something that you kind of mentioned that I think is at least been for me like a recurrent theme in some of the conversations that I've had with people. One of whom being Ellie Rousseau, had on the show before, in terms of maybe, clubbing and raving are two different things, and maybe not being the kind of person who likes to go clubbing, which is very much me. Like, I was a bit of a hermit as well. Sort of like to stay within my own little world, and like, but also like to get into the context and the cultural significance of things. And when you realize the rich cultural context of raving and how important it is for people, becoming a fly on the wall and wanting to always be there and like soak it in and take it in, which is very much Eddie's thing. That's why she got into this, like, the side of fashion and raving, and how it relates to the stories that are told throughout a night and the relationships that are formed. Hearing you talk about how you first found raving and how you got into it and what it meant for you, is a reflection, I think, of, again, a lot of those people who then take that on as part of their creative influence in terms of wanting to be immersed in it, and therefore they start to play. Is that something that resonates with you? Is that kind of how you got into DJing?
That literally, yeah, that's how I started out. So I'd say about February 2024, I took a chance because so after losing my dad, my mom thought as a creative outlet for me, because she sews and makes her own bags. So she was like, she's not going to do that because I'm not an academic. She knows I'm a creative. So she's like, I know she's not going to try and do sewing because it's going to freak her out. So at so young. So she's like, she's always had an eye like with a camera. So she got me like a Nikon. It's the one I still use today. So I've had it for about 8 years. And I just decided, look, I really enjoy raving, but I'll see how I do with doing photography, because I'll shout out my friend George Carr. He lives in London. I used to see him take photos, and it's how we met in uni. But I used to see him take photos and look at the outcomes and being like, oh my God, this looks amazing. Like, I really want to try this. So as I said, Feb 2024, I took a chance. I emailed Larishka, who's the co-owner of Ghost the Garage, and I said, look, is there any chance for me to like pop down to Hidden at your next event and take photos? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. The photos weren't the best, I can be honest. It was my first time doing nightlife photography, but it was like, whoa. And it was a heavy like lineup. There was Daisy, Bullet Tooth, who's the guy with the pink balaclava?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I forgot his name, and that's really bad of me.
Visually, I know who you mean, but
his set was sick. But I haven't seen him like, unfortunately, on social media in a while, so I've forgotten his name. I apologize. But that set was so sick, and I just remember looking back at the photos and being like, yeah, they may have not been the best, but that was the best time ever. And then I kind of started to do that more. I did keep Hush after that. Like, I asked them if I could bring my camera down, and they were like, yeah, absolutely, we're raw for creatives. And then it's built on from there. And I started to do like recurrent like photography roles. It started with these two guys I met called Ollie and Benoit. They're from Guernsey, doing uni in Manchester, and they own their own event called Unheard. And so I started multi-genre. So I started to take photos for them after like a trial run, and through that I then met Brainiac Records. So, and I remember doing photos for them, and then they contacted me. Well, no, I did photos at an event they were at, And then they contacted me and being like, oh, we'd love to have you down for some more events coming up in January. And I was like, oh my God, sick. And that was mainly more like jungle-based events.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, let's do this. And then I started, and I started to take some real, like, that's when my photography started to improve from there.
Right.
And I could get more like interactions. I like crowd shots. That's my jam. Love just seeing people and seeing how they react to music, how they dance. My favorite photo I've taken is there's this couple who are like just arm in arm embraced with each other. Like you don't really see them like emotionally, but it's like from like the back of their heads. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, like that's beautiful. And then I still do photography for them now, and I've also become like a minor part of the media team for Spun, which is just a recent upcoming jungle collective who got a shout out, Isabella Rose. She is my big sister, photography big sis. Like, met her through, it's such a strange thing. My mum kind of correlates into everything, but her mum and younger sister buy bags off my mum, and I think because my mum, she does markets, so you kind of converse with people and like build rapport. And she was like, oh yeah, my daughter does photography. And Isabella's mum was like, oh my God, my daughter does photography. Mum did not tell me about this until 4-5 months later. And I was like, excuse me. Like, what the hell? Like, there's someone else out there who loves jungle and loves does photography. Where is she? So we met at the launch event of Spun, and me and her just got along like that. And she's taken me under her wing because she did photography as a degree and socially engaged photography as a master's degree. So she knows her stuff. And so I was kind of taken in by that. And she's like, the recent photos I took, they had an event with Fez the Kid and Stretch, El Major, Esme, and some of the Spun residents. And like looking at the shots that I took, because she let me borrow her camera, and I was like, oh my God. And she was like, Hope, do you know how much potential like you have? Like I was like, she was telling me how emotional she got, like seeing me take her advice on how to take shots, because I did artist shots. I didn't take any crowd shots, so it was a new thing. And seeing how they looked, and seeing like, there's the first pic that I really liked was the one I took of Fez the Kid, and it's got like one of the headlights shining on his head, but it's like not too bright. It kind of hones in on him and like him mid-performance, and I was like, oh my God, I took that. And it's just like, oh my God, yeah. It's just, I've definitely started becoming more part of the community through my photography, especially the just jungle collectives. And then now I'm starting to DJ, which is insane. Like my debut event was was just recently in July through Mixer. They do open decks. They're like a Manchester-based female non-binary like event promotion.
Yeah.
And they do open decks every few months, and just to help like people either who have just who have done a few events or who are just starting like me. And it kind of gets you out there, and that was the scariest and most exciting moment of my life. It was a half an hour mix, and I was so in awe of like my like tunes that I love, hardcore, jungle techno, just all the sorts. And afterwards I walked down the stairs, my college tutor was there. He was like, because he's a DJ as well. His DJ name's called Two Ducks, and he's like one of like my DJ mentors. He always looks out for me. And he was like, how do you feel? And I was like terrified. Like even afterwards, I was like, I'm terrified. I don't want to hear anyone's opinions. And he was like, how do you feel? And I was like, I want to do it again. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of, I still do both. Like I'm unfortunately missing Brainiac. They've got an event with Takuya Nakamura, which is insane. It's this Saturday, and I was like, boys, I'm so sorry I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at Warehouse Project. I need a break. I need a break. But I'm doing theirs in November, and then Spun as well. They've got another event in December with Kid Lib,
Right.
Equinox, Distant Planet,
Sick. Yeah,
They're doing like a collab event, so it's like, what is going on? Like, just the jungle community in Manchester is popping off at the minute. Like, I think I'm hoping to go down to my mates who own Blender. There's a small event called Blender. They've got an upcoming event as well with like hardcore and stuff, and it's like, oh, this is amazing. Like, it's all coming out. Like, because I've heard a lot of people say that there's not a lot of jungle in Manchester.
Right.
Like, there is, of course, there is events, but I can somewhat agree with that, because to be fair, I'm biased and I surround myself with jungle a lot. So in one way it could be like, yeah, but that's all you listen to. So yeah, that's, you know, it's kind of around your area. Yeah, that's all you'll listen to, and that's what's around Manchester. But then it's like, true, but also that, yeah, there isn't a lot. And it's nice to see that there's these collectives that can solely do jungle, and then there's more events that are starting to do like heavy bass nights with jungle D&B or any other sort of heavy bass genre. And I'm just finding it nice to see, and I love playing, because I like to play all types of jungle. I'm a heavy junglist, as you know. But I like to play hardcore because you rarely hear that in Manchester.
Right. Okay.
From what I apologize again if I'm wrong, if I missed anything out. But I rarely hear it in Manchester, and I kind of want to bring that more, like, just out into the area. And I just get really excited. Like, I did another, just before I did another radio show with on Infrared FM with Active Crew. They invited me on. They're literally the most heavy jungle family I've seen. Like, they were also on an event that I was on, and like, I was on just before them because I was settling down the hardcore. They were doing the just heavy jungle ragga old school, and they were like, oh my god, we love your stuff, we'd love to have you on. And it's just this mum, daughter, and daughter's boyfriend. I think they've got there's another daughter as well that occasionally does events with them, but I've never seen that. They're like fairly odd parents. Like, they've got green hair, pink hair, like, they're all, I've never seen such dedicated people, like just as a small family, just doing their own thing. And they've just recently put me on an event on the 16th of Jan. It's a Rebellion in Manchester. Sorry, London, if you don't know where it is. But yeah, it's their third birthday, I'm pretty sure, and it's also a charity event raising money for men's suicide prevention. And so when they asked me, I was like, absolutely. Like, I'm all for cause and stuff. So I'm excited, and Rebellion is a brilliant venue, and I know that their nights are just very wholesome and very energetic, and it's gonna be insane. Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, no, the jungle scene in Manchester is definitely still alive. Like, it's still there, it's still kicking.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that was something that not took me by surprise, because I don't want to sound like, I don't sound disrespectful towards the Manchester jungle scene, but I was aware of it. But something that really grabbed me when we played the Motive Night, and there were several Manchester-based artists. I think all you guys were from Manchester as well, but I didn't do enough of my research.
It's okay. No, I'm pretty sure it was like Select to See. She's based in Manchester.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Sweetly is based in Manchester.
Right.
And was there anybody else on the lineup that I've forgotten?
There was one person. And I didn't do my research. Apologies. No.
Patrick and then Jake. I think that was the rest.
Yeah.
Because I held down the fort at the beginning.
I'll do an edit at this point where if I've missed anyone, I'll just do the little like.
We apologise.
Breaks out. Here's the thing. Again, stretching the boundaries of hosting and interviewing in the best way possible.
It's okay. You're doing well.
But I was really blown away by like the homegrown talent in Manchester. Like your set, I think like Sweetly just. His live sets are insane. Like that was fucking sick.
Yeah.
I spent the entire time just standing to one side watching him, being like, "This is sick." I'm feeling the real, actual like tangible love, and sense of community that people who were there had for jungle and for these artists and for this like this particular area and this locale that has now got, again, these homegrown artists, like they're from the area, they're dedicated to the area, they're dedicated to the scenes and the venues there, and putting on nights in those venues. It had a lot of excitement for me, and I think something that I've touched on a bit before was how London-centric I can be. I think like a lot of people in my scene can be, or people that I know, because we live in London, we do music in London. And often we get stuck in a bit of a cul-de-sac. And that was, again, one of those moments for me where I got to look outside of the cul-de-sac, and it got me really excited. And that community feeling, it seems for you, has also been really important in bringing you into raves, bringing you into creative expression through photography, through DJing, and getting that support and being welcomed in and developed as well. So I guess, I know you mentioned that hardcore is something you don't really hear in Manchester much. I'd be interested to know how you got your specific taste in jungle, or what really hooked you, because I think when we were chatting at the Motive night, I really put my ears up when you started saying names like Lavery and Bow Street Runner. I started getting really excited. I was like, yeah, sick. That's my kind of jungle. And it is really specific, and some of it is really niche. So I'd love to understand a bit more about what took you down that route of loving those kind of artists and loving that kind of jungle.
I think I'm very much gravitated to high energy jungle. Like, I've heard a lot of old school style sets in hardcore, and it's certain elements that you can hear, like with old school style hardcore and then new school style taking on inspiration from old school. It's like the pianos, the like heavy kicks, fast kicks, and it's like the samples as well that's used, and it's like, oh my god, this is insane! Like, I'm with it. I can feel it. And so, I think it's, again, going to those events and then kind of taking tunes which I've heard. Like, I have no shame in contacting like artists after like I've seen a set and being like, what was that tune? And then some aren't like not down to say, oh yeah, it's this tune. It's like, oh my god, thank you. Like, I'm grateful that you've given me this tune, because then it's kind of, I can listen to it and then it can kind of lead me on to, like, I think the first time I heard like a proper hardcore set was Pete Cannon.
Right. Yeah.
And that changed my life. It was at a Brainiac event. I think I was on like a trial run of photos with them at that time, but it was them and an event called Beats on Toast. And I was already like, I'd listened and seen Pete Cannon's like events on just live streams on YouTube and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I need to go to this. And so got the opportunity to photograph, but I was getting so distracted because it was just what he was performing, how he was performing. It was like, sometimes I can be a bit, when I'm doing hardcore, well, when I first started to like DJ like at home, it was like very standstill, but then now I kind of get into the jumping of it. And Pete's always just there. Like, I saw him like a month back at Ramona, and he's still like always just like in with the music, and then when he's chopping, he's like, and then going back in, and it's just, you can't help but just get into it and gravitate towards it. And of course the selection also comes hand in hand with it, and then of course his own produced tunes as well. Sick. So yeah, and I also have to say, Sets a Lady massive.
Right. Yeah.
I love those ladies so much. Like, I'm seeing them later on today at Coco, and just there, I saw them for the first time. I got invited down to London. I can't remember. It was Is there a venue called Earth? Forgive me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So it was, I think, again, April 2024, and I was like, oh my god. Like, of course, it was 4am crew. I was asked to do the merch store that night. I was like, you know what? Yes, I'll do it. I mean, I've never, I've done my mum's market. It's never done a merch stall. It was easy. Like, it was fine. I was freaking out for no reason. But I was like, oh my God, Sexy Lady Massive. This is my first time seeing them. And again, it was just them and the hype that they bring, like an all-female collective. I think it was what Jolie said on Cool FM recently was, sexy's not how you look like, it's how you bring yourself and how you treat people. And like, not to say that, well, not saying that, but when they're DJing and how they present themselves, you can see it and how they are. I was wondering if that would sound weird, but like saying that how you present yourself when DJing is sexy, but like it is. And how they hype people up with the crowd, and again, their song choices, Jolie on the mic, and it's like, oh my God. And again, you can't help but gravitate towards it. And I've always said to, I said to Betsy May, one of the members, I was like, you don't know how much you guys have inspired me. Like before Motive Hunter, I messaged her being like, I'm so nervous. And she's like, don't be nervous. Like, just do you. Like, I've heard what you play and it's energetic and it's like, it brings people in. Just never forget about the crowd and how you communicate with them as well, which is one thing I'm trying to do more, is like just keep eye contact. Like just look at least someone, if it's even one of my friends and they're taking the mic, I'll be like, yeah, you enjoying it?
I'm so bad at that. I agree. I think people who have that kind of stage presence and just the sheer genuine like joy of what they do, and like the tunes that they play and the way they affect and bring an infectious kind of joy to other people. It spreads so much. And Sexy Lady Massive, I think what they do is amazing because it is just pure, sheer, genuine, authentic enjoyment of that, and taking pride in that, and then making a space for that, and doing it all together as such a like supportive act. I think it's like it's incredible. And
they've got dancers as well, and then they bring the hype. And it's like, oh my God, like it's all that.
And taking like, again, music that is really about sheer joy and euphoria, like you say, hardcore.
Honestly, I was listening to like it's one of my favorite tracks, but it came on today. It was on my Instagram. Billy Daniel Bunter played it, and it was Euphoria by the House Crew, and I was like, it's 7 a.m. I'm on the coach on the way to London, and I'm like, I can't dance in front of these people, but oh my God, like this tune is just like, I can't help but just be like transformed like away and just in there, and it's so old school, and it's just so fun, and the lyrics as well. Oh, I can't even sing it because my throat's so dry. But it's just so like, oh, you can't help but like.
I end up bopping my head on the way to work. Like, I'll be on the commute and I'm just like, if I'm listening to I just did a little bop on the microphone there as well. You're welcome.
Oh God, it's so tiny.
You end up just like bopping around, and then you look up and everyone else is standing stock still. And it's that kind of music that just, it has that immediate, and it has that almost like just, I don't know what the phrase is, but you can't help but not move to it.
You have to. That's explained like fully correct. I don't know if there's a word for it, but you generally can't help but, and that's literally what I feel whenever I play hardcore and then listen to it. It's like, oh my God, this is like, never let this die ever. Never let it go. Like it's happy music. It's happy music. It's happy,
freeing music. And again, I think that's why with what Sexy Lady Massive do as well, it works so well, and it creates that space. And they're intentionally making that space for people to enjoy that music, and feel safe and comfortable and feel like happy. And I think not only is the music made for that and it's perfect for it, but I think that's just generally an incredible thing anyway.
Yeah.
I guess before we get into a bit of a back-to-back, now I'm really excited to play tunes now.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like, especially after we've conversed with each other
Yeah.
on like tunes that we both loved.
Yeah.
And then you've sent me tunes and I'm like, oh my God, this is sick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, like this is going to be great.
I'm like, sick. Yeah.
Like, this
I'm
is
so
gonna be great.
excited. Yeah, that's one thing I also really love is chatting to people and understanding a bit about what they love musically and then being like, sick, right, now I'm so excited to play tunes with you because I feel like I understand a bit more about what really excites you about music. And I think that's the whole point of a back-to-back. Before we jump in, I'd love to know, I might be able to take a couple guesses, but I'd love to know who your favorite producers are right now.
Why am I laughing? Oh, that's so hard. Are you making me choose one or multiple?
You choose as many as you like. Let's say three. Let's do three. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, Josh, you put me on the spot here. Well, I've got to be biased at one thing.
Right.
Like, I'll say 4am Crew because that's how they kind of elevated my love for hardcore style. Like, I remember seeing them play at Hidden for the first time and I was like, oh my God. And then becoming a friend is like, you kind of don't believe that that's life. But their music, honestly, again, I was listening on the way here and I was like, it just doesn't get old in my eyes. And it's just like, I'll repeat like different sections of like, I'll scroll back to like one bit, which I loved and I'd listen to it on repeat. Yeah. Like, I just love Stu and Howie, love you guys as producers. I've really, honestly, and I'll play one of his tunes. I can say recently, Junction 17. Don't know if, like I've recently started to get into their tunes and I can't wait to play one of them, honestly. It's just so, it literally so like hardcore energy, love it. And then I got to rep a female producer, 100%, Shirley Temper.
Yeah, sick.
Shirley Temper, 100%. Like, I'm obsessed with her tunes. It is insane. Like, they're just high energy and so diva. Like, I'll say it, so diva. She's so good. And I can't wait. It's already making me excited now. Like, for this. But yeah, if I've accidentally missed anyone that I know produces, I apologize. I was put on the spot. Blame Josh. He didn't let me choose multiple.
The amount of people when I ask that question who are like, shit, I forgot about this.
Yeah, like, okay, then also Lavery, Eamon Holmes, Slim Sinner. Yeah. Like, I could do loads more. Like, Fez the Kid. Yeah. Sweetly as well. Does amazing producing. Oh my God. There's a lot of like old school tracks as well, but like this is my current modern day. Yeah. I can update people on the old school versions, just not right now. I was put on the spot.
There's a list of honourable mentions to come.
There is, yeah. It'll be
a long list. Yeah, sick. Right, I'm very excited now, and I mean, an incredible selector, as you can tell already just by the passion that Hope has for the producers that we've talked about and the way that you talk about hardcore. A real genuine junglist, and I'm now really, really excited to jump into a back-to-back with you and see what you put out. But you're listening to the Tallboy Show. It's Tallboy with Hope on Mode.London. Keep it locked.
Acid rain. Acid rain.
Let's see.
Rock the funky. After you and K. Rock the funky beat. A to C to I to D to.
Let's see.
Rock the funky. Rock the funky beat. A to C to I to D to B I C I O U S. If you really like to rock the funky beat, if you really like to rock the funky beats, if you really like to rock the funky beat, rock the beats, rock the funky beats, the funky. If you really like to rock the funky beats, if you really like to rock the funky beats, if you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, if you really rock the funky beats, if you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, if you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really like to rock the funky beats, rock the. If you really
Alright, if you're not ready for your Friday night, you are now. Hopey is going in. Oi, big up. You're listening to the sounds of Tallboy, joined by Hopey on Mode, representing jungle hardcore in Manchester.
And if you're normally listening on a Sunday night, you know the routine, you know the procedure. If you're new to it, welcome along. Where the heck have you been? We've been rolling out for weeks.
proper hardcore track.
Hope keeps playing tunes that I was gonna play. Absolute selector. And she gets sent them as well. Big up.
Villa, what you telling me, bro? Hope you're good and that, man. Listen, I know you don't know me too tough like that.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you are calling is unable to take your... Welcome to the O2.
got a Fiesta parked inside the market, you best move it or you're walking home. Right, listen. I've just been told anybody's got a Fiesta parked inside the market, you best move it or you're walking home.
Been listening to the sounds of Tallboy and Hopey on Mode. An absolute through and through jungle selector. A huge talent.
Just allow me to do mine.
Very bright future ahead of her.
Weed and sound system, your thing.
Manchester's very lucky to have you. Wishing you a lovely night at 4 AM crew tonight. Enjoy it. Thank you to everyone who locked in. And until next time, have a good month. I don't know. Listen to Mode. Big up.
Fucking call it weed and sound system, your